Hey guys, Zuzu-Gi-Oh back at it again with another deck profile. I will never use that intro ever again. I feel disgusted. Yeah, it's my Phantom Knight deck profile. I've had this for a while. I haven't actually updated either. I need rarity bumps, obviously, but it's whatever. Yeah, here we go. This deck is based off of dark monsters that have effects in Grave, and there are a majority of traps that also have an effect in Grave. Either that or transform into trap monsters. But yeah, let's get started. Starting things off with, there we go. Got the camera. 3 Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak. This is your number 1 searcher. You can banish it to search for a Phantom Knight card from deck to hand. It's a level 3 dark as well, and it has an effect to boost another dark monster, but it doesn't really matter. Next up, your main special summoning, Phantom Knight of Silent Boots. This can special summon itself while you control another Phantom Knight monster once per turn, and you can banish it from the grave to search for a Phantom Knight spell trap. So yeah, next up, it's another version of Foolish Burial. I'm wearing 3 of the Ragged Gloves. This, you can banish it from the grave to send a Phantom Knight card from deck to grave as well. And when this card is used as an Exceed Summon, then it's mandatory that the Exceed Summon monster gains 1,000 attack. And yes, deck is based off of Exceed Summons too, which is awesome. Thank God Rum is back. Next up is 2 of the Fragile Armor. This is your draw power, but when its other effect is if a Phantom Knight monster is in battle, you can summon this from the hand, and you can banish this along with sending a Phantom Knight card from hand to grave to draw a card. That's a level 4 too, which is awesome. Stats don't really matter for this deck, but yeah, I'm running 1 Armageddon Knight, because it's Armageddon Knight, you can only run 1. I don't know why, but 1 Dad, because you'll get Darks and Grave either way. 1, dang, 1 Kagemucha. So when you normal summon a level 3 monster, you can special summon this from hand, but it can't be used as sync material, like that ever matters. The 1 Blue Man Butterspy. This is special summon from your hand if you normal summon a warrior, so you can chain this with Kagemusha, which is possible. Special summon both. And next up, Psychic Tracking, because you have the possibility of getting a level 3 monster on the field, and this special summons itself like control 1. There's a synchro summon effect too, but it doesn't matter either. 1 Luna, the Dark Spirit. I've actually finally found this out, that it came out of the Chaos Impact thing. It's actually pretty decent. It's a banish Dark Monster and Grave special summons from hand. That's a level 4. Extra body. And next up, 2 Marauding Captains, because they can special summon a warrior when they're normal summoned. Now, that was all for our monsters. That was a lot of monsters too, but that's just the majority of decks nowadays. Next up are our spells. We got run 2 of the PK Rum. Now, this is a really good card. It's got banned for the right reasons, because Azathoth, which is a monster that that negates all effects in Grave. But yeah, this card, you activate this to attach this to a Dark Exceeds monster that has no material, and then overlay that monster with another Dark Exceeds, both a rank higher. And you'll see in a moment which target that is. 1 Rhoda for Armageddon Knight or Marauding Captain, depending on the place you want to make. And now, we're playing the Noble Knight Link monster, so we're going to be running the equip spells. I'm running 4 because, well, you're going to be either want the 3 and if you open 1 in hand just in case or whatever. Yeah. 1 DDR. 1 Unite We Stand. 1 Solitary Sword Poison. And 1 disposable learner device. I like this. This is a double attacker. This gives 100 for every monster you control to equip monster. And then special summons a banish monster, which is the one that you mainly want to play in case if you open it. Because you'll be banishing the Phantom Knights in Grave. And finally, 1 Foolish Burial. You gotta play Foolish Burial, obviously. Next up, our trap lineup. We'll be running the Phantom Knight traps, and that's about it. Nothing else. I'd rather not run Paleos again. I've done it once, and it's awful. So yeah, we'll start off with the 1-ofs. 1 Miss Claws. This is a misprint, by the way. That's awesome. But yeah, returns one of your banished Phantom Knights. to the hand, and it special summons itself from the grave along with another Phantom Knight if your opponent attacks directly. One shot of it will summon itself from the grave when your opponent attacks directly. One Tomb Shield, it special summons itself as a monster and negates an opponent's trap by banishing it in grave. Now for the boosters, Wing and Fog Blade, these two have an effect where they actually boost a monster attack by 500. This is the one you always want to play in Phantom Knights. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm playing one of each, but it's whatever. So basically, this boosts by 500 the monster you choose, and you can banish this from the grave if that monster is from battle. Actually, no, that's not it. And it's the first time the monster that it targeted will be destroyed by battle or card effect. It's not destroyed. They can banish this from grave, summon a Phantom Knight monster in the grave. Fogblade, on the other hand, it's the really good one. In fact, back when Bardish was not on the list, sad days, used to, set this off of Bardish, and target. It's basically an extra negator, but you can't attack the equipped monster. You usually want to equip it to a monster your opponent controls, and if not, then one of yours. But one of yours only if you don't want to get OTK'd, but Boral Swords out there, who knows. Next up, 2 Phantom Knight of Shea Brigadine. This is a great card. It special summons itself on the same turn it's set. So yeah. An extra summoning. Plus it's a level 4 as a monster too. At 3, Wrong Magneting. This is a great draw power. You can special summon itself when your opponent declares an attack, negate that attack, and as a bonus you can send this to the grave along with a face-up Phantom Knight card to draw 2. That scared me. Something happened. Yeah, next up, I don't know why I'm playing 3 of these, but I guess it's just because of the Cursed Veil guy. 3 Phantom Knight of Lost Remembrance. You can special summon this by targeting a face-up monster on the field, and that monster becomes a level 2 for this turn and loses 600 attack. And this summons itself as a monster, so this is usually the monster you want to use for your spear, because you don't have any other level 2s. So yeah, that's all for our main deck. Now moving on to the extra deck, I'm running 2 of the Phantom Knight of Break Sword. This is a really great card. You get to detach material to destroy a card on your opponent's field, and destroy a card, and destroy a card you control. And that's about it. And the second effect is when it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 2 Phantom Knights from your grave, and their levels are increased by 1. Usually you want to destroy this off of its own effect. Next up, the 1 Phantom Knight of Cursed Javelin, because it's a really great card. You can detach a material from it to affect Veil on your opponent's monster, negate its effects. And it's a quick effect if a Phantom Knight monster is used as material. Or any card, really. 1 Redoer, because it's Redoer. 1 Dante, because it sends cards from deck to grave. And let's see what else. Oh, yes. Now for the ROM target, it's Dark Rebellion Seas Dragon. He can detach 2 to make your target opponent's monster cut its attack in half, and this gains the amount that was lost. So in other words, it's a Boral Sword, but only once. And using the PK ROM, the Phantom Knights of Magic Launch or whatever, overlays it for this bad boy. It's Dark Requiem Seas Dragon. So if Dark Rebellion Seas Dragon is used as its material, then Dark Requiem Dragon, once per turn, can detach material to target face-up monster opponent controls and make its attack go to 0, and this monster gains the attack that was lost. All of the attack lost. And when your opponent activates a monster effect, it has a sweet negation effect where it can detach material to negate, destroy, then you're able to special summon an XYZ monster in your grave. Cool thing is, it's an if you are able to effect. So you are able to detach the Rebellion Dragon that was just equipped. Then after the effect resolves, you're able to special summon back the Rebellion because you have the option to. After the effect, of course. So, yeah. That's about it for the XCs, not for the links. 1 Underclock, 1 Binary, and 1 of the Assaulté. I don't know why I'm running these 2, but I'm guessing it's just for arrows at the time I was thinking, but this is a must-have. On summon, it searches for a warrior monster to protect your hand, but you just can't use it during that same turn, like summon or use effects or whatever. But, yeah. And you can send equipped spells from your deck to grave, which is why I'm running the 4, to special summon a warrior from your deck with combined levels. That's about it. thank you guys for watching. 10-minute mark now. Goodbye.